Well, hello guys. Yeah, my hair's pretty fucking short. Whatever. This video isn't about my hair, it's about video games. Video games. Everybody and their mothers and daughters and fucking grandfathers and dogs have probably played video games. The evolution of video games started out for me as Nintendo, not Atari, that's the more older people. So for me it was Nintendo and then Sega Genesis. Some people had Super Nintendo, and you guys are bastards because I've never owned it and it was so cool. It was so fucking awesome! And after that, the magical PlayStation came out. PlayStation in my eyes and probably all the other kids' eyes was just magic. No, for real, and the first PlayStation game I think I played was Twisted Metal 2. So when I went to go visit my grandparents who are in Florida, we rented this PlayStation from this video store. I was like, what is this? This is something new. This is not Sega fucking Genesis. It's magic! And we took this magical box and we plugged it in and my eyes melted and had orgasms at the same time. That made no sense. PlayStation, to say the least, when it came out was just awesome. Then PlayStation 2 came out. I never got PlayStation 2. Reason being, I never really owned my PlayStation 1 because it was always at my dad's. So when I wanted to go see my dad, I got to play it over there. But when I went to visit my dad, my brother was also there. And my brother got PlayStation 2. So in a way, I still played PlayStation 2. And that was just as kick-ass. It was like, PlayStation, yeah! Eventually, when I was about in 7th grade, I finally got a new game system at my house, which was Nintendo 64. So yeah, fuck you, Super Nintendo. I may have never owned you, but I had your better brother, which was Nintendo 64. Bitch! I can't really find those games right now, which is a little disturbing, but the best games I owned for that were Super Smash Brothers. No, dude, the first time I ever played this game was when I got braces, because they had the Nintendo 64 in their fucking office for whatever reason. So I'm sitting there picking up the controller, I'm like, I gotta get this game, holy shit, this is awesome. And you know, as I'm playing it, they're calling my name, and I'm like, fuck you, I don't want braces, bitch! Yuck! My other favorite games I had were Pokemon Stadium, fucking awesome, and Mario Kart 64, yes! And Conker's Bad Fur Day, which was something else. If you don't know what Conker's Bad Fur Day is, well, it's a squirrel who likes to get drunk, who smokes, who fucks other squirrels in the game, and he blows off teddy bears' heads, and he fucking rolls shit off mountains. And thanks to my grandma, she got that for me for my birthday. Thanks, Grandma. Then after Nintendo 64, my love for games kind of stalled for a little bit. Kind of weird. I never got the first Xbox, and I just got fucking Xbox 360 like a year ago. And I got PlayStation 3 like probably 2.5 years ago. Maybe 3 years ago. I just decided one day randomly I wanted to get a PS3 in college. Actually, no, I got that I think for myself for my birthday, and then I took it to college. But it's like my 3rd year in college, so you know, I got the PlayStation pretty late. But I took it to college thinking, yeah, I'll probably play this a good bit. I really only played it like 10 times, if that. But after college is when I started playing a little bit more video games, you know, a few, you know, completing the actual game instead of playing a fighting game, and that's it. Let's look at some of the games, shall we? I'm not going to show all the Nintendo games, but you know, there was like all the Marios, the Mega Man games, there's some Batman games, there's a Bugs Bunny game I loved, Pac-Man, Blaster Master. There's probably a lot I'm forgetting, but Nintendo had some pretty fun games. Oh my god, it's wind! There was this bitch of a game, there's another X-Men game I had which was more fun, but that was also a bitch of a game. Some Sega games were just a bitch. It's Animaniacs! For some reason I have this on Sega, which I had no idea existed because I played this a lot on Nintendo. Ooh, this fucking game drove me crazy! A classic! When these two games came out, they were pretty fucking awesome. Vector Man, I mean look at him, he's made of green balls, and this guy is a fucking earthworm who shoots a gun. The best gore horror game owned on an old console. I will play this all the time, and there is some really disgusting things that happen in this game. You gotta have the Mighty Morphin fucking Power Rangers. My favorites! Especially this one. Tiny Toons, baby! The thing I hated about this game, I would have beat all the levels, so it was a really lot of levels, and the very last boss was that red-headed bitch, and she would always hug you and chase you, and I could never beat her! And Mickey Mouse really does make fun games. Do you guys recognize this from Ponage? Do I even need to say anything with this one? A game that like no one knows of. If you played this game, let me know, because no one's ever played this game. A game I always played, but could never get past the 2nd level. It makes no sense! Even my dad played it a billion times and we could never figure it out! The greatest dolphin ever known in games. If you had a Sega and never owned any Sonic games, you're not a real person. Ah, Beavis and Butthead, where you burp and fart on your enemies. The best game you could ask for as a kid. The Great Ninja Shinobi. 2 and 3 were awesome. And a Game Genie. This isn't the game, but you put the game on top. If it would go on, just like that, you would look in the booklet and you would enter in the code. This was probably the best old school Batman game. Awesome. Alright, I'm not going to do every Sega game because it's just too much. There it is, my classic favorite game. Mortal Kombat! Tekken 2. One of the games I got that was just like Twisted Metal. Vigilante 8! Twisted Metal 3 and 4. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. Probably the first game I played on my PlayStation, which was Super Street Fighter 4, which is an awesome fighting game. But what came out later and was even more awesome was Mortal Kombat. This is actually probably my favorite Mortal Kombat, and I think it's the best Mortal Kombat that's ever been out. And that's including the classics for Sega. I'm sorry, but this game is fucking awesome! Then there's Resident Evil 5, which I've barely played because I'm stupid. Then Wes got me Mafia 2 for Christmas about a little over 2 years ago, but I never did play it. I mean, video games for me, I still have to be kind of in a mood, and this game is a long story, so I just never really got to play it. Then the classic Grand Theft Auto. I never got to play this one too much, but I played the one before it a lot. I think my brother actually gave it to me for free. A game I actually finally played and beat, which is Dead Space 2, which is probably my favorite horror game I've played. It was just freaking awesome. I never really played the Silent Hills or the Resident Evil, so I don't have that experience. Literally, I beat this probably 4 months ago, and I got this game when it came out, so it took me a long time. I played it, and then I stopped, and I played it. That's how I do when I do video games, because I'm a baby. The newest Batman game, which is really awesome, but I'm like in the middle of it. At least I'm not in the beginning. Just a fucking lot going on. Probably my only sports game I have, which is Madden 2011. It's actually a pretty fun game. I like football a lot, so I'll probably eventually get a new Madden, but I only have 2011. Sorry! I don't know why I just apologized to my book bag. And of course Little Big Planet, which hasn't been beaten, but I think this is more of a party game. You know, playing it with more people makes it a lot more fun. Actually, the real reason I got PlayStation 3 is because I heard this game was coming out. I got the PlayStation 3 like a year before this game came out, so if this game would have sucked, I would have been in deep shit. Yes, I really need to play this game. Pronto! My favorite Sega horror game as a kid, and this one is, the new one's weird. Now for Xbox, I only have 3 games. And literally 2 of the games. Before all the haters come out for these games, I've never really played any first-person shooter games, so this game was probably my first one, and I enjoy it, okay? Pretty much the main reason I got an Xbox in this game was because all my friends play it and my girlfriend, so I was like, alright, I'll get it and play with you guys, and I'm addicted. And this game is really just pure awesome. Now, I usually get the awesome story games with the PlayStation, but I really like the first-person shooter controls with the Xbox, so I had to get this. Alright, well, that's my video games of evolution. Video games are awesome, and that's all there is to it. I even played computer games, but obviously I'm not going to get into that. So, what are some of your favorite games? Are you a PC gamer? Are you a console gamer? What are your favorite games? Also, were there some old school games that you saw that you liked? I really don't believe in console wars. If the game's good, the game's fucking good, okay? I think the best way to sum up this video is, video games are a gift from God. Thank you! Maybe it's my fucking haircut!